Hello friends, we are going to just look at today's top news. So Arpit Bhayani is the founder of the recent website or app is called DTT.cat. If you click onto the link, here there is something wrong. I have to go to open in browser, so you can see the Deleteive. The Deleteive is the papers, the hacker newspapers, and the threads, which is the articles with the research papers. So the it's today is 25th of July and the latest will be 23rd of July. It's written that editions are updated 2 days late so that we get time to popularity and top HN story status. So we can click on 23rd of July, we can click on must read, and we will get the news of today's the main headlines, recommended also. And if you click on to the end link, it will redirect to their particular site or GitHub or where it has been taken from. So you can see what is pull run. Pull run runs the same OCI image as a container or a virtual machine. It stores layer in a content address DAG, no overlays, sync blocks peer-to-peers, and ships as a 14 MB CLI plus 6 MB runtime. So it's some of the image container type of thing. So what he said about this website is recently he said that he have created this app within less than 3 hours, and the first thing he optimized was infographics. Infographics is like the images or the graphs or the charts, and that attracts people. And he also mentions that they do make the newspaper like interfaces stand out. So he convert PNG to JPEG with 90% quality, so which lowers size to 40 KB. And he also push he also served through object storage and a CDN. Previously it was on Versa, and he also implemented lazy loading. So you can also learn system design by looking at the news. Then we go to the top news. Claude 5 has been Claude 5 is in the market now. So there are top programmers that has been so much active in Twitter. So, and all these constraints written by AI writer. So we can see the top headlines. Uncle Bob Martin. So they are fighting some of the thing. Why are they fighting? Debate going on, and Uncle Bob Martin is one of the members of the debating thing. He is the reason many of they are debating. AI makes plenty of mistakes. Most of them can be found through testing and measurement. Does reading the code find more? Sometimes I've had mixed luck with that. Sometimes people who read correct code change it to be incorrect. Still, for hypercritical system, there is an argument to be made for independent human review of the code. For most projects, however, the human programmers are no less inept than the agents and will leave with through test and quality metrics. So it's basically saying that sometimes spending time to correct the code makes it takes more time, and it isn't very much optimized technique, because sometimes correct code change it to be incorrect. So for most projects, in the last line he has stated, for most projects, however, the human programmers are no less inept than the agents and we live with through test and quality metrics. So one person commented that it is true that humans miss mistakes too, but finding bugs by reading the code for 10 minutes is better than invoking the entire company resources when the user reports them. Not sure about the definition of critical systems. I am talking about regular user facing software with hundreds of thousands of users. So let's talk about this person. This person has created .NET, for .NET developers. He has created KetaBench. His name is Milan Jovanovic. So he make a .NET, content for .NET. KetaBench.com. Let's open the platform. So it looks like your AI platform. So become a miserably better engineer. Okay, but start solving. It's free. Okay, we'll look at the KetaBench, and so we have opened the KetaBench, and it's look like lead code. It looks like lead code. There are some questions and code in C#. Yeah, it looks like lead code. Anyway, he says code review is becoming the bottleneck in AI assisted development. Uncle Bob says he doesn't read the code, his AI agents write. The idea is replacing line by line review with test, constraint, QA, and verification. And he has some take, and the take is in the video. So we'll watch his video and summarize. This video made a lot of folks angry, right? So kudos for listing architectural test. What tools do we need to govern software quality in the AI era? JetBrains, these are the tools. JetBrains, GitHub, Atlassian, Steel. Assume you have read the code. We lack tools for AI, scale software output, opportunity for open source or unicorn. Okay, let's go for another post, which is Ben Dixon. And what does Ben Dixon do? He's a software engineer, and he's the founder of Tech Talks. The Tech Talks is different. bdtechtalks.com. Tech Talks. Okay, so this is impressive, and this looks impressive if we open via Chrome browser. Right, So is there's a date written or about TikTok? Forward and changing all as we have on this is just billions of where technology stands today. Okay, TikTok examine trends in technology or the effect. Okay, so listen some of the Ben Dixon, July case. So he doesn't write daily. We're looking for daily, and but if you're looking the depth of the content, so yeah, there is a depth in the content. Okay, so what is his take? This is true, but there are nuances. So Ben Dixon takes on the reading code by AI. So the human worth reading the code written by AI. But there are nuances that so this is true, but there are nuances that make managing human developers and managing AI coding agents very different. Human developers gradually change and improve as you provide them with the feedback. They develop habits and melt in with how you manage the SDLC and the architecture software. AI agents, on the other hand, require you to adjust them. The underlying LLM does not change. It is you who have to change your instruction, prompt templates, etc. to make sure that the AI agent does what you expect it to do. And yes, I know that the AI agent can also update its own instruction MD files, but that is just a shortcut for what I'm saying, and it's not perfect. You also have to take into account multiple things such as context engineering. So you have to take account of context engineering and context rot, a bunch of other stuff that don't happen with humans. With humans, you build trust in the coder and gradually let them write code without looking over their shoulder. With AI, you have to build trust in yourself and your ability to prompt the LLM correctly. So he is replying to one of the posts by Canton Verda, and Canton Verda is the tech lead for cloud work. So he is a tech lead for Cloudflare workers. Stands from IO Cap and Proto organization. So he has been worked in many of the organization. Canton Verda. What does he say? Building software by prompting agents without ever reading or editing the code directly isn't actually a new thing. It's just called being an engineering manager. We have, and these managers, Starma, we have decades of experience about how to be effective as engineering managers. It is different skill though. And he has also said that, don't get me wrong, I've spent my whole career avoiding being a manager, and I'm not eager to be one now. But it's funny to see people talking about ensuring AI code quality by having AI review others' AI code, setting up testing regimes and loops and stuff as if this is all new. That's what managers been doing all long with their human reports. You are just manager now. So he has replied that engineering managers, just don't look at the code. Henrik has also been an AI tech guy, a guy who loves to learn something new and share it. Okay, so what does Henrik's take? Well, that's true, but the problem is some humans will not improve, even if you already gave them hard feedback at the time. You wish they were just an agent, LOL. So both have their own problem. It's true. Human doesn't learn sometimes. How many times you have to say, but they don't learn. Anthropic senior agent manager revealed all truth about agent. The agent who wrote the code is the worst person to review it. 90% of the time, the agent is answering exactly what I want. In a 20-minute session, he demos the whole thing live from scratch. Agent loop plus memory plus self-improving. Watch it or keep babysitting your AI like it's 2023. So he's saying that, watch this. Who is Morty? Morty is the content creator. Okay, the chill guy. And he has the Substack account. Okay, how to build your AI. First AI agent in Claude in 30 minutes. So we'll have to learn how to make coding agent. Okay. It's very fun to read the techies fighting. Some of the techies having the argument. It's very fun to listen to techies having the argument. Anthropic engineer Anatoly is a famous person. Anatoly, he has 122k followers. Anatoly Koperich. So what he is saying, you are not supposed to babysit the model. Put it in a graph and it catches its own mistake and runs a dozen tasks at once. In 25 minutes, he breaks down exactly how Anthropic builds agents that run in parallel, check each other's work, and recover when one fails. What more than any paid course you will find on building agents. Watch it, then read detailed guide on graph engineering below. So there is some kind of AI code quality thing, and just the session, the Claude Opus 5 has been released. So many things are going on in the tech right now. Glad someone with more reputation is saying same thing I've been saying since Jan. So what is Dex is saying? Dex building human layer type, young combinator, YC alum. So Dex is saying. So Dex has been building some of the, he's also techie. He lives in San Francisco, CA, and joins it. Okay. So what does he saying? He gave up on waiting on Nikita for the articles fix. Part 1. Here part 2 is coming. Why software engineering fail? Why software factories fail? Okay. Software factories. And what is this? Is this a site or what is this? Okay, it's the Twitter article. So there is a feature of Twitter article, impressive, and it's very depth. So I have to save it, and obviously I will follow. Why software factories fail. So he is talking on his own. Enjoy your recent talk. Now let's come to the latest. Uncle Bob Martin. Dan Safi. Who is Dan Safi? Dan Safi is the staff engineer. That's my sick. So what has she says? For your information, regarding the debate about Uncle Bob Martin position about manually reviewing code the AI wrote. In my opinion, that's not the important question. That is, should you or shouldn't you care about the quality of the code the AI generates if it meets the functional requirement? So the question Dan puts is, the question should be that do you care about the code quality if all the requirements are meeting, if the functional requirements met? So you don't have to care, right? The functional requirements met. What code quality doesn't matter now for Dan. Dan might be invited expert. So he's from Israel, guys. He's from Israel. Crazy, man, crazy. Uncle Bob Martin is, he is a software developer and programmer, and he has iPhone coordinate, cleancoder.com. So he is behind all the, techie war. It's Uncle Bob Martin, programmer, speaker, teacher. So he's big man. Uncle Martin, clean code, solid software design. Okay, it's not protected, guys. The website is not protected. He is Uncle Bob Martin, software craftsman. The new rules of context engineering. We remove 80% of the Claude code system prompt for our newest models. This is what we have learned about writing system prompt skills in Claude. The time is for them. The new rules of context engineering for Claude 5 models. So there is Twitter article. So Twitter article is amazing thing. I believe I have to study and I have to write the summarized version and I can explain it in the very good sense. I have to think about it. Okay, let's go.